I think I am live actually. Yeah, I think I am. Okay, let's double check that really quick. Broadcast updated, third level mega iron. Okay, I don't. Let's just double check that we're live both places. Oh, I didn't put anything in my cup. Let's double check that we're live, and then we'll go pull up our cup, and then we'll get this started. You my channel. Let's see. I am live on YouTube. Excellent. That's what I like to see. And I really hope I'm live on Twitch. I am. I'm live on Twitch too. Okay, give me 30 seconds to run to the kitchen, and I'll be right back. What's up, everybody? My earpiece is back in. Let's see where we at. How is everybody this morning or this evening? I guess is correct the correct amount of time. Yesterday I kind of hurt my foot, so I didn't stream or anything because I was working on the ladder and stepped off of it weird and kind of hurt my foot, so I didn't stream because I'm a giant baby. But the I did finish the second level, and I almost laid out the catwalks and stuff for it for the next level, but I thought people might want to see that. It's concerning to me that I don't see any chat. So I'm gonna go open up YouTube and stuff and double check that nobody's chatting. Because it concerns me, right? Okay, nobody's chatting, I guess. Just maybe I'll chat just to see what. Okay, so somebody is here. Okay, excellent. That's what I like to see. Okay, that's one for YouTube. Let's double check to make sure that Twitch is working. Twitter, Twitch. Like I use kind of a thing that combines all the chats, and it always freaks me out that I don't think anybody's like that people are talking and that I'm not seeing it, you know. Okay. That is good enough for me. Yeah, I just had to jump on while you started. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, missed anything? I just now got started. Had to go fill up my cup and stuff. So the like I said, I finished the second level last night. I kind of took the day off. I hurt my foot on a ladder. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I have it all dialed in as far as the chat thing, but it still freaks me out. So I like to confirm that it's working. I spent so much time rebuilding this thing, like this whole stream thing from the ground up, to because I had such problems with it. What we're really going to need is that. And that gives us, that is a nautilus shell, which works wonders for our resource pack here. Oh, I should have got green first so I could have done the outline of the sim distance. Now, you don't have to mark out the sim distance, but I like to do it just because it kind of gives me a better idea of where things are and where I am in the relation to everything. My internet is iffy enough that I don't trust streaming all that often. I used to have internet like that. I completely 100% get that. I used to have that internet where it would just be like crawling. Luckily, the company that we have has upgraded it to fiber, so that is it's still a concern sometimes, but it's less of a concern, I guess. Oh, I should go here, right? Here on the second level, climb up 22 blocks. Just mark out the yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I tried to make content for a long time with really for internet. Getting fiber internet is the absolute best. 2, 3, I think it's like 113. So we're going to mark out the sim distance, then we're going to put up the catwalks, and then we're going to mark each individual pod. And hopefully this doesn't take too long. We get a couple of villages stacked tonight. I would like to wrap this up sometime this week. I have some interesting things going on. And right here is the chunk border, right? But I always put this on the outside of the ticking area. So like this green would not be ticked. I really just use this as a reference. Mainly for the catwalks and stuff. Yeah, I used to have just that absolute McDonald's Wi-Fi. It was absolutely the worst. Because like you would go to check the speed and everything would seem to be fine, and like then you go, oh, I'll go stream, and then like all of your neighbors get on the internet, and suddenly you can't do anything because every person in the world is just sitting there watching American Idol or something on the internet. And you never could play anything. You couldn't go, oh, hey guys, you want to play blah 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 at a certain time, because you never know what your internet's going to do. So yeah, having fiber internet is so much better. And while my internet's not the fastest in the world, it's between like 350 and 400. So that's plenty fast enough to stream and stuff. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of allergy problems today. I need to start using my mute button. Oh, I didn't even set up my stream date. I need to get my life together, right? I mean, all of my settings should be good, but I like to have this open. Just in case, like, my mic is too hot, or like Minecraft is too loud, or if I ever have anybody on, which I might. Dude, your forums have really inspired me to make more redstone and bedrock. Keep up the awesome work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't do a lot of redstone, but I am glad that I inspired you a little bit. I want to get into more redstone stuff, but I don't know. I might try to do 2 streams a day. I have plans for maybe a midday stream. I'm working that out, and with some people that might want to stream with me. I mean, we should be wrapping this up in the next few days. So I don't really know what my next project for this world will be. Or maybe I will just put this world on the back burner for a little bit. Do something else. I don't really know. I don't really know. It's been kind of nice playing Minecraft again, because I quit playing for so long. I feel like a lot of the tech players and things that I played with originally have quit playing Minecraft, or gone and done other things, or maybe they're playing other games, or you know, just whatever. But and I haven't really kept up with the newer parts of the community, so I don't know what. I have no idea what they're doing. Okay, that's the chunk borders in here. I mean, it's gonna be ridiculous having this farm as if I'm the only player in this world. That'll be pretty ridiculous. Whenever I don't know what to do in Minecraft, I tear down a mountain. I do that all the time. I find mining and like terraforming and stuff, I find that actually relaxing. I do so much of that. A lot of times, that's the first thing I'll do in a world. Is just like tear down a nice flat area at spawn for me to build stuff. Just so I have like a nice, safe, flat area where I can just, like, no matter whatever else happens in the world, I can always come back to that spot and everything is good there. Tunnels, I love tunnels. I'm like a tunneling maniac. Anyone who's ever played with me on a server knows that they should check around my area for like secret tunnels and stuff. I should show off a lot of the worlds I've played on in the crazy tunnels I've dug. Maybe I'll set that up sometime. Yeah, very relaxing. You can just throw on some music and just like go ham. When I set up trading halls, I always set up a bunch of pickaxe trades. And so I just buy a bunch of pickaxes and just when one breaks, I just switch to the next one. You just put a bunch of chests in your inventory, and then whenever you fill up, your inventory's full, you just dump it in a chest and leave the chest in the tunnel. And just keep going. You can pick all that up later. You don't sort, you don't do any, you just mine and go forward. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, digging a chunk out is very relaxing. I play with a tunneler. You can't move for finding them. Yeah, when you play with a tunneler on your server or your realm or whatever, you are gonna just constantly be finding tunnels. And then you're like, what is this tunnel for? And they're just like, I don't know. I just dug a tunnel. I was gonna go 800 blocks to spawn or whatever, And then you're always like, well, did you consider using, like the nether? And they're like, no. I just thought I would dig a tunnel to spawn. Yeah, 100% I can relate to that, 100%. Like I said, it shouldn't take very long to lay this out. I've laid it out a bunch of times, so. That's the thing with these really big iron farms like this, is that it's not all that hard. You just have to do it. Right? Like there's no shortcuts to it. And I always get asked, why don't I just move the villagers with a boat and ice or like a rail or what? And that's just not how the stacking works. Unfortunately, like if that worked, I would love to do that, but it just takes the amount of time it takes. And unfortunately, I don't know if I've ever seen a farm quite this big. I mean, maybe there have been, but I've never seen it. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to do that. Maybe I'll make this world available for download and stuff. So this would be a amazing start for somebody's survival world. Because I don't have a lot of chunks loaded or anything. Just this ocean area. And like that island and like some over there. And there's like an island over there that I've loaded. And I have a bridge over to that, and that's it. So like to there, there's an island that way, an island here, and right there, and that's all I've loaded in this world. So yeah, it's very time consuming and repetitive, just very much that. A download, yeah. I dig tunnels, all kinds of levels. Some of them, when I dig a tunnel, I always dig it like 7 wide and like 7 high, like big enough to like ride your horse through for sure. Because I always say, well, I'm going to come back and decorate it, so I need it to be really big. So when I add decorations to the walls, it's still big enough to ride my horse through. And then I just never do that. It just 100% stays that way forever. Yeah, building these big iron farms like this is 100% repetitive. 100%. It's just, it's tedious and repetitive, and just it takes the amount of time it takes. It just does. but with stacking the villages rather than building the iron farms at this point, I have severely cut into the time. Like reduced it by like maybe like half. And this is just wool. I mean, it's just, I use this because it's really cheap for me to get. So you can use dirt or cobblestone or whatever you want to for the scaffolding. It's kind of your choice, but I use this because because it's so cheap. So back that way is obviously the breeder, but I want to go ahead and put in these lines to the towards the back here. Because the pods, this row of pods right here lines up directly against this. So this pod is exactly one chunk from that pod. And that's how none of these villagers can see any of the POI in that. Because at maximum distance, villagers can only see POI at 16 blocks. Let's see, like I can't see Twitch chats on the TV or phone, YouTube apps. Not too surprising. Oh, I don't have the chat up on the screen. And I could do that. But I like when I watch somebody stream, especially if I watch it on mobile. I'm not on mobile right now, but if I was, I find that kind of distracting because it takes up so much of the screen. I guess I could do that. Maybe I'll add that tonight. We'll see. I have Twitch and YouTube, both of the chats combined onto a single screen for myself. Just so that I can see everybody's chat. Hopefully I don't miss anything. I use StreamerBot to combine them. And I started using that because like it's really good because it allows me moderation control and stuff from my little combined chat. So I can time somebody out or ban them or whatever I want to do from it. Oh. Yeah, I use StreamerBot to do that. And it actually I can select, you know, let me just show you, right? So like everything doesn't have to be Minecraft day and night, right? So let me just show you what my chat looks like, right? So this is my chat, right? So I can select it down to just the Twitch people, right? So that's Gold Cod M is right here on, and then I can select it just YouTube, right? Or I can do a combined chat. See, I can look at everything that you've said, right? I can bring up your details. So like if I'm having a problem with you, I can time you out for 1 second or 30 seconds or 14 days, or I can even ban you. I can unban people. I mean, it's really an impressive tool, and it's free. StreamerBot is free. Isn't that cool? So many chats, especially like let's say you're just using like a popped out window of Twitch. You can almost do no moderation from that. Yeah, StreamerBot is the absolutely the way to go. See, like he is on Twitch, so I can look at his streamer card, right? So like it brings this up for me, and I can whisper to him. I can see things he does on Twitch. You can do. I don't mean to call you out specifically, but you get what I'm saying, right? So I can look at his Twitch channel. So like it gives you a lot of options and things that you don't get out of other chat features. No, that is not what I wanted to do. Bring this back over here. Oh, well, I'll just show you what StreamerBot looks like, right? Like it has the worst interface that has ever existed, right? So it looks like the worst program that you've ever seen in your whole life. But you can put your streaming apps in here and your platforms, right? So you have YouTube and Twitch. Obviously, that's your big ones. And I don't even know what Trovo is, but it can do that one too. And so like all these things. And then this is your chat button, which I just showed you. And you can, save all your settings and whatnot. You can also integrate. So, and I haven't done any of this stuff, but here's all your actions and stuff. And you can do alerts and all the things. And I don't have it all set up because it takes a programming degree to set all that up. But yeah, so there we are. But I cannot say enough good things about StreamerBot. I don't have all those channel points and all that set up, and because it's multi-platform, you can set up the points for people on YouTube and people on Twitch, and it can do pretty much anything. It isn't what do you call it? Hindered by certain rules. I mean, anything you can dream up, you can probably make it do it. As far as the channel point reward. That interface is really awful. Yeah, there are other options like restream and stream elements, and there's a bunch of different options. I just chose that one because I thought it was really cool. Because it gave me a much more options and things like that. Because I don't have a big moderation team or anything like that. So like if let's say somebody like got in here and started acting like a jerk, and that's not very likely to happen, but it does happen. So it gives me a lot of moderation tools that I can use quickly without having to do a lot of button presses. And then on top of that, it also gives me options for future when I get all the streamer points and all that set up. I just don't have that currently done. I rebuilt this like only a few days ago, so that way people on YouTube who are watching on YouTube, which people are very likely to watch stuff on YouTube because they already know you there. And because it's really hard for people to find you that don't know who you are on Twitch. You can sit there and stream on Twitch all day long and you're going to stream to nobody. But but YouTube, people finding you on YouTube is a lot better. But it also gives them like streamer points and things like that, so that when we get all those fun things set up, that they can participate in it too, not just Twitch people. I'll be lurking. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, the only really negative thing about and I use a very dark contrast setting on my computer, so the actual interface is very bright white. It is very like giving like 1992 vibes, you know, like it might as well be IRC. It is a really, really awful interface. What's up, Longhorn Gamer? It is truly a terrible interface on StreamerBot. But it has a lot of functionality. Yeah, now it's just these long pathways in. I have been kicking around a lot of hardcore world ideas, and I played with a bunch of them today during lunch. The like making ones that you aren't supposed to get, you know. I made some like flat, super flat hardcore worlds. I made a does anybody remember the old world type for Minecraft Bedrock, where you have 16 by 16 chunks? Does anybody remember that? I made an old world style hardcore world. I thought that was kind of interesting. So I'm definitely going to look into playing a little bit of hardcore. I know that's the hot new thing, but I did play it yesterday a little bit. And I was actually very impressed with how careful it made me play. Right? Because I'm a notorious careless person, because I just got, I die, so what? I'll respawn and come back. But I didn't initially understand the appeal of hardcore, right? Because I thought, well, that's dumb. You'll like play for 5 seconds and then be dead, and then. But so I tried it out, and I think I get it. I'm gonna look into playing a little bit of hardcore. Of course, I'm gonna finish this project and do other things, but yeah, there might be some hardcore worlds coming up. I thought the old world stuff was pretty cool. Did you make the sky block you were talking about? I have kicked around some skyblock stuff. I have not finished it. Some of that is me waiting on me learning JavaScript, which I pick up for a little while and I put it down, then I pick it back up and put it down. So we'll see how that works out. Man, when you are an old person and you didn't grow up coding and things like that, it might as well be a foreign language. Coding is not something that I grew up doing, so it's quite hard for me to do it. But I will say I am so impressed with how far scripting and add-ons and stuff have come on Minecraft Bedrock, that I think if more of the community got involved in it, right, that there could be some truly, truly impressive stuff made. I think that the problem is that I think most of the really talented coders still only make stuff for Java, or they make stuff for the marketplace, right? So like once you get good enough, you start putting stuff on the marketplace. Once you start putting stuff on the marketplace, well, that's it. You can't make stuff outside of the marketplace. And the marketplace doesn't allow you to make all this really cool, wild stuff, because they have all these rules that where you can't do this and you can't do that. And so like a lot of our really talented people get caught up in that. So the marketplace is both good and bad because it's such a brain drain. But I'm happy that those people are making a little bit of money, you know, doing that stuff. So, I mean, good for them, I guess. Yeah, this is very much. Oh, let's see. I can't remember if you said you remember that size or not, but this is 16 by 16 chunks, and it's 256 by 256. It's the original Pocket Edition world sizes. But yeah, the console, man, the console used to have just super tiny worlds. Like when I started playing on Xbox 360, I want to say the worlds were like 512 by 512 or something like that. I mean, listen, it is further. I mean, so you can see it during the daytime. But I want to explain that the Minecraft old legacy console worlds. Do you see this pile of land here? And do you see this island right here? That's like 1,000 blocks between right down there where that little chunk of island is right there, and this island right here. That's over 1,000 blocks. That's 2 times the size of the old Minecraft Xbox 360 worlds when it launched. Think about that. I can now see further, 2 times further than those worlds were. Oh wow. PS Vita. Wow, that is a lot of work for a PS Vita. I think those worlds had a lot of character, right? Smaller worlds have a lot of character to me, because you have to be so much more creative and so much more like thoughtful with how you build and how you mine and how you do all these things, right? Yeah, I mean they were like 512 or 256 or something. I mean they were little, and like over the years and the updates, they got bigger on console, obviously. But I mean, like at one point they went to like 1,000, then they went to like 2,000, and I think they might have eventually went to infinite, maybe. I don't remember, but I mean now they're quote unquote infinite, because like you're never gonna. Nice. My world didn't spawn horses or have a village because it was based on sea. Yeah. So back in the day, sometimes you just didn't get certain biomes, right? But they changed that where like Legacy Console, right? It 4J Studios really knew what they were doing, because when you were starting a world, you got a lot of different options, right? Of how big did you want the biomes, right? So like smaller biomes meant you got a higher chance of getting all the biomes. Or if you wanted just, larger biomes, but you were willing to like, not have as many diverse types, you could really, really customize the world. And there were things like reset the nether, because they knew the nether was going to be so tiny. So like if the world is 512, it's 1/8 of that in the nether. So you might not get a fortress. Maybe you got a fortress. So like like let's say you didn't get a fortress, but the next update you reset the nether, maybe you did get a fortress. So it was real, and like of course you could reset the end also. But they the Legacy console, man, it had a lot of really good options. I wish that the Bedrock had learned a lot from Legacy console and kept a lot of those options, but here we are, right? Oh, that's right. That's right. It wasn't 1 to 8. It was 1 to 3. Did you know you can edit that in like with an NBT editor for Bedrock? You can set the nether scale to whatever you want it to be. I'm a big fan of people playing how they want to, right? Like Mojang doesn't get to set the rules. We set the rules for our worlds. Just because they don't give you the option to do things doesn't mean you can't. When Xbox went to Bedrock, right, on the Better Together, it was an absolutely disaster. It was really, really bad. I mean, it just was not ready. It was such a growing pain. It was. They did not have their everything worked out. It was really, really bad. So yeah, I completely agree. It was, and on top of that, I had to pay him $5, right? So like, did I pay him $5 or did I pay when I moved from Xbox 360 to Xbox One? I don't remember. Either way, it was so broken when it came out on Xbox One. It was like the Bedrock. It was so broken. And that is a thing. The tutorial worlds. I wish that Mojang would do a tutorial world for each update, right? So like, I mean, it could be the same tutorial world with just a little bit added onto it each time. But like, they have such the perfect thing. The marketplace is perfect for that. For them to push a new tutorial world every time there's an update. That was so good by 4J Studios because it gave you a chance to just play with these things. Like if there was a new mob or a new mechanic or a new whatever, right? So like, it was such a good thing by 4J Studios. 4J Studios really knew how to manage Minecraft. I think they have a new game coming out, or maybe it's already out. I think it's called Reforger. Mob spawning was so much better. The $5 was when you moved to a new console. I paid for the PS4 from the PS3. Okay, that sounds right. I knew I paid $5 at some point to upgrade to something. The move to Bedrock was probably free. You're probably right. I just remember paying $5 and thinking, man, look, what a scam. I had a rail around 2 walls of my world, and it was all corrupted. The tutorial worlds, I wish there was a way to, I mean, they're probably on the internet. Probably somebody has either ripped them from the old legacy console or probably recreated them. I don't know, but I mean, they probably are available. I haven't looked into that. That would be kind of cool though. Like if you could stitch them all together, because those builds were top notch. But yeah, I think 4J Studios is still making games. I think they have a new one called Reforger, maybe? I think that's what it's called. I mean, like maybe somebody can look that up or don't give me the line, but I think I saw that on Twitter not too long ago, back when I used Twitter. Yeah, I don't see them making a tutorial world and doing those things. Because those things cost money, right? But 4J Studios, right? Because they always lag behind, because a lot of times they were waiting on updates to come out of Mojang, right, for Java, and then they would port them later. So a lot of times 4J Studios just had extra time. They had people that were just kind of sitting around, so those people would make those tutorial worlds. They updated the game a little different. They didn't update it at the same time. The Legacy Console editions always lag behind Java, like maybe like a year or so. So yeah, 4J Studios had the time to do those things. And those guys were just super fans of Minecraft anyways. I think it's called Reforger. It looked kind of interesting, but then it kind of fell off my radar, and I don't know if it's out or I don't know what its status is currently. The trailer looked kind of interesting, if I remember correctly. Maybe I should look into that, see what that's about. But yeah, I do believe one of my, well, actually two of my favorite resource packs of all time were made by 4J Studios: the plastic texture pack and the cartoon texture pack. Could not be better. I mean, I have never seen like resource packs that are that good. Okay, let's grab this and this and this and this. We'll throw a couple of stacks of this back. Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about the pre-alpha. Okay, yeah. I knew it was reforge or refor. Is that refork? Reforge? Yeah. I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember the exact name. And like, here's the thing about 4J Studios, right? So like, they gave so much love to people who made console content, right? I mean, like they just showered those people with attention. And I, I didn't have the ability to stream or do any. I didn't even really have the want to, but I didn't have the ability back then. And but yeah, they really took care of the community. I mean, they were huge on that. And it's not that Mojang doesn't take care of the community, right? But they are so slanted towards Java. They pretty much ignore the Bedrock community. And like, I don't know, is it because the Java creators are so large and the Bedrock creators are so small still, right? Because the Java creators had a like a 10-year head start. Like I don't know what the reasoning is, but it is so much ignoring the Bedrock community. That's at least that's what it feels like. Let's just give ourselves plenty of room right here to work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Has a much larger user base. I think it's the creator size disparity. Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's that our creators aren't as large of a fan like a large of a say like a YouTube or Twitch channel, right? So like the channel sizes aren't as large, and part of that is because what you just said is that the Bedrock community is so much bigger, but our content creators are not. And part of the reason that is because Java has such a smaller amount of content creators, as where every kid that has a mobile device or a computer or a Xbox or a whatever can just hit go and just be on Minecraft streaming in 30 seconds with no equipment, with no setup. I mean, it just requires almost nothing. If you can play Minecraft on your device, you can probably stream Minecraft from your device. It doesn't require equipment. It doesn't require anything. You can just hit go and let her rip. Because I see so many of these YouTube videos or whatever, and like they don't have any. They're not talking. They're not just. Like there's no sound. There's no none of that. I guess I could sleep, right? That'd be the nice thing to do so everybody can see. Joe's in Microsoft said it's not worth keeping 2 products going. Well, here's the problem with that theory, right? On one hand, yeah, that would make a lot of business sense, right? So like, it would be so much cheaper to not develop 2 versions. But if they ever discontinue Minecraft Java, The problem will be that the community will take it over. It will no longer be under Microsoft's control. And yeah, they can, issue this takedown and that takedown and fight the community and do this and do that, but it'll be a losing battle, right? Every time they strike down one website that's doing, updating it, then two more will pop up. They can't fight the Java community, and they know that. So they're going to have to develop Java into infinity. But also, it doesn't make any financial sense because they are running a bait and switch, right? Java is the bait because they promote those people at Minecraft Live and all these other events, and they say, oh, look at whatever her face name is, and look, she's playing Minecraft, but she's playing modded Minecraft, and that's the bait, right? So like, oh, look at this cute little whatever I'm doing here, and I'm doing this and that, but all that's modded, right? And so like that's the bait, and then you get home and you buy it on your Nintendo Switch, or you buy it on your Android phone or your iPad or your Xbox or whatever device it is you have at home, and that's the Switch, right? So they bait you in with Minecraft Java and all these cool mods that these people are using, and then they sell you Minecraft Bedrock. And eventually the modding and scripting and API and all that will get to the levels of Java, I think, but it's just going to take time. Java is essentially shareware at this point, and because of that, their ability to see all the files and mod all the files and all that is unparalleled to anything that we even remotely have. We don't have remotely the same amount of access that Java players have to the files of the game. I am going to make a wise decision here, which is not on brand for me at all. And I'm going to breed these villagers before, so that in case something bad happens. Right? That way I'm moving villagers, but I really hate all the parody stuff. I really hate it. I don't think it makes either game better. I don't think it makes Bedrock better. I don't think it makes Java better. But I just don't think they could ever discontinue Java because the community will take it over. The community already fights Mojang at every turn. So like if there's something the community doesn't like, they just mod it out or do, like when they added chat filters and stuff because they were required to. That's just the thing. Like Mojang was required to do that by law, by EU law and stuff. It wasn't a thing that Mojang was just trying to not let anybody have fun. But it was wild to me how much the Java community came out like in a debate versus hate speech versus chat filter. How many Java creators came out on the side of hate speech? That was just so funny to me. I was just like, are you guys kidding me? You guys are crying about a chat filter? Come on, guys. But yeah, the amount of Java players that came out on the side of hate speech. Planning ahead, we can. Yeah, it's something new. I'm trying just for today. We'll see. Every time, like the last time I moved those guys from the first level to here, it was so sketchy. It made me so scared. I was like, and I was like, the next time I do that, I'm not gonna be sketchy. Which is 100% off brand, but we're gonna try it anyways. We're gonna try something new. And we're gonna try to not do sketchy stuff. in my neighborhood, I'm the sketchy neighbor, right? Oh, these guys are gonna bang their heads on it or something. Don't die. Don't die, little villagers. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Don't die, little villagers. Are you guys sitting somewhere comfortable? Oh, you turds. Oh my god, so good. Oh, sorry, I was so quiet during that. I was like, they are gonna die. These villagers are gonna die. Well, I was very touch and go there for a second, right? That, I'm not gonna lie, that made me a little bit nervous. Okay, so 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one more for the wall. Yeah, that was very nerve-wracking. Like I mean, you know, I was pretty sure those villagers were about to die. And now you see why I made yeah, right. Uh, momentarily impressed how quickly you broke those pressure blocks. Yeah, it's just wool. I have a texture pack on for the wool because I think the regular wool textures is not good. I just think it gives it a little cleaner look, and I like the way it looks. And when I build with it, I think it just looks better. Also, it makes it easier to count because the original wool texture is not good. I don't have the I haven't been in this world long enough to have the ability to make concrete to this level, this mount. So yeah, I wouldn't have this much concrete for sure. Yeah, it was super sketchy, just like that the first time I did it. So I was like, I am never doing that again without a backup. I mean, I could replace them, but like that would be a whole thing. Unfortunately, that means those two baby villagers downstairs are kind of like need to go. So everyone look away while we go down there and remove those, right? All right, baby villagers, thank you for your service. YouTube suppressed my funny comment. Whoops. What did you say? I don't think I have like too much chat filter on. I mean, probably whatever the minimum amount is. You know, there used to be a guy that watched my streams all the time, and he was from China. And he was, you know, obviously Chinese because he was from China. And anytime he would say Chinese or anything like that, YouTube would what do you call it? Like what am I thinking of? Censor him, yeah. It would censor him saying the word Chinese. And like, it was always so funny because I'm like, well, he is Chinese though. Sometimes YouTube gets a little carried away with its censor stuff. Like, he wasn't saying anything negative. He was like, oh, you know, like, I'm from China and I'm Chinese, or like, I went and ate Chinese food or whatever. It was quite funny. So yeah, chances are you probably didn't say anything that would be. Oh, dying is what villagers do best. Yeah, see, that's exactly it, right? So like, that's completely innocuous. Like you like, it's not a thing. Like, you know. But yeah, YouTube is so overly censoring like that. Yeah, it's exactly the same kind of deal. Like, it's the person didn't say and that's why I don't have it set to like ban people or time people out and stuff like that, because YouTube is so overly ridiculous like that. I would hate for someone to get banned or something, or you know, whatever, based on something innocuous like that, because that's very ridiculous for them to censor that. The problem with a list of words that you aren't allowed to say is that they don't have context. So someone saying Chinese could absolutely be racist and be doing terrible things and should be, you know, obviously censored in some way. But another person saying the word Chinese is not, like, that's not a racist word. It's, people are Chinese. Some people are Chinese. I'll set these guys up. That way I can buy bread from them if and when I need to. Yeah, all this looks good. I need that stuff. I need the boots. And the leads. Alright, I think the rest of this stuff is okay where it is. I am going to go drop some of this green stuff off. Oh, I guess I didn't have to come downstairs. I could have just walked across myself. Yeah, YouTube's And like I get that they're kind of in the right, like they're trying to censor things that might be offensive, but I feel like they're going a little overboard with it, right? Because someone from China is Chinese. But yeah, they do that quite often, is where they will censor just weird words. I like to think of villagers as 12 potatoes. If I have to kill a villager, I go, oh well, that's 12 potatoes, and then I don't feel bad about it. I just go, oh, 12 potatoes, because that's how much potatoes it takes to make a villager. 12 potatoes, and 12 carrots, and 12 beetroot, and 3 bread. Which I forget how many wheat that is. 27 wheat. So like not, I mean, if you're thinking of it in wheat terms, then it's a little ridiculous. But think of villagers as potatoes. You go, oh, 12 potatoes. Because they fall off of these all the time. Okay, now actually back to work here. We're going to talk about our other what do you call them, things here. And because our platforms, right? So like we have a row of platforms that go right here, right? So they're on the edge of this chunk, right? So we want to make sure that we have a chunk that's between them. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this row, right? This row right here is going to be lined up on the back. The back side of the platform is going to be lined up with the back side of that chunk, right? So that one is in that chunk over there, lined up with the far side of that chunk, and this one is lined up with the back side of that chunk, and that leaves plenty of blocks right here between the two rows to not have. There's no difference between an NPC and a block of dirt. Exactly right. So like that gives us space between this row over here and this row right here. So these villagers can't see these workstations and beds in this village. That's why we want to give plenty of space here, because we don't want this villager from this village seeing stuff over here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then here. Because that's how wide the platforms are. So we're going to line this row right here up with the back side of that chunk. We don't want to line up with the front side, because then they would be closer. They'd be too close. And I know you're looking at those over there and you're thinking, well, why aren't they up against the green? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Right, we'll talk about that when we get there. And it has everything to do with sim distance and AFK distance. 22 blocks. On Sim 4, from your AFK, right? So like I'll be AFK and, actually it'll be a couple blocks up, but essentially right here, right? So I'll be AFKing here. Well, I can AFK down. My AFK distance down from my player is 44 blocks, which is also related to why that isn't up against the green. The AFK distance works like this for golems. It's measured from the player to the platform the golems are spawned on. Now, golem spawning is obviously related to the center of the village, but but because you require a player to spawn a golem, the furthest that a golem will spawn from a player is on Sim 4. It's 44 blocks vertically and it's 64 blocks horizontally. So it works like this: sim distance times 8 plus 32 for horizontal, and sim distance times 8 plus 12 for vertical distances. Here, I'm gonna type that in chat because I can send the message. Let's see. Send a message, send to all. There we go. It works like this. Hang on, let me move my iPad. It works like this. Sim times 8. Well, that's this times 9. Plus 32. And that's for the horizontal distance, right? So, and then it's sim times 8 plus 12 for vertical. Isn't that neat how I can send 7 chat to all the chats just for my thing? Only have to type one time. Luckily, because I am terribly slow at typing. But that's how the AFK distance from the player, like the maximum distance that you can have your farms. And so if you have a higher sim distance, then obviously you can have your farms spread out further or more farms or whatever. But I wanted to keep this on Sim 4 because I wanted it to be something realistic that could be built by most people, right? Maybe if they just hate themselves. But yeah, so this is the 3rd level. Then there will be 2 levels above, and I'll AFK like a couple blocks above that. Because it's measured from the spawn platforms and not from the bottom of each farm, right? If that makes sense, right? So this right here is on the same level as the bottom of the farm, but it's not measured from that. It's actually measured from the platform, which will actually be 2 blocks higher than that. So I'll AFK like 2 or 3 blocks up from that platform right there. But that's more towards the end. We'll talk about that. And eventually, I hope to make a big collection system and have all the ingots flow towards me and make them into iron blocks. And then we'll talk about how many blocks it makes, and we'll laugh and throw iron in the lava and stuff. It'll be good times. That's what you do when you make a bunch of iron. You just waste it, so like it makes people mad. You're just like, haha, I drink your tears. I'm done with village stacking, but I appreciate it in others. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone. The average player probably doesn't need to stack more than about 4 villages. That would give you, let's say you put 20 villagers per village and you had about 4 villages, you would be making about 1,500 to 1,600 iron ingots per hour, and which would be plenty for most people. And you would have plenty of villagers you could trade with. You could set up a nice little trading hall. You would be in pretty good shape. So that's where I would recommend most people, but I'm a crazy person, so I just and I've always thought about this when I built my 20 village iron farm on my server before I shut it down, is that I always want to do 100, right? So that's kind of why we're here, because I thought it'd be really cool to do 100. No other real reason. Like, I'm not like, oh, 100 is perfect or 100 is this. I just thought, man, it would be so cool if somebody did 100. Yeah, that is literally the only real reason, is because I thought it'd be cool to do 100. And we're actually going to do 110. Have you thought about storage? I have not. I think about storage as little as possible. I hate storage. When I make a farm, storage is always the last thing I think about. Some people really get off on making storage and all that, you know, locking and unlocking the hoppers and the item filters, and just none of that appeals to me. It's kind of like the same way some people just like their eyes glass over whenever you start talking about villagers. I feel the same way about storage. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happens when you make a lot of stuff. You got to figure out where to put it. This is why I like having the outline here, because it allows me to just kind of quickly go around everywhere. It's like you're gonna, like, we talked about why these are moved in 8 blocks, you know. It's because they only go to 64. So like if I AFK in the middle of that red chunk, right? Well, it only goes up to 8 blocks before that green, right? So these have to be moved in so that they remain loaded. Well, not loaded, but within AFK range. And that's why these are where they are. So they aren't pushed back because there's just not room to push them back. So they are lined up with the front of this chunk. 2, 3. Yeah, they're lined up with the front of this chunk just for that reason. Yeah, it really is a necessary evil. You will never catch me doing a one of those gigantic storage things where like it stores everything from the whole server. I tend to store things at the farm where it makes them, right? So I know that if I ever need iron, I know where to find it. I find it right here. I would just come here and there would be a bunch of chests with a bunch of iron in them, and then I would load up all the iron I need and I would just run off. I rarely ever will I ever build mega central storages. And I'm not, you know, here to tell you that they're wrong or they're evil or whatever. Do whatever you want to do, but I just never do them. It seems unnecessary, right? Some people really get off on like storage tech and stuff, and they get super nerdy with it. And God bless them, because I'm just never gonna do it. And you know, like I've seen the videos and I've heard the explanations and lock hoppers and unlock hoppers and do this and do that because this makes it this, and you know, use a cake and a chest to line up the streams and all the things, right? And some of the stuff they do is really, really impressive. I'm not trying to diminish what they do or anything else, but it's just not for me. That's the thing about Minecraft. Be into whatever you want to be into. Be into villagers, be into redstone, just like to dig and mine. PvP, whatever floats your boat, right? I made a giant storage mall on my current server, and no one else really uses it, but it's fine. See, that's just it. I'm never, like, I've played on servers that had them. I never used them. I would just leave storage at farms. But like I said, I don't want to discourage people from doing it, but I'm just never gonna do it. It's it's kind of one of those things. Either you're into it or you're not. Right? I'm not trying to storage shame people, but yeah, I'm never gonna get into it. Oh, I'm out. Oh, okay. Oh, I did it one block too close. Whatever. I should go get those shears and do this with shears. I'm probably not going to. Yeah, people who do storage tech, man, they get really, really into it, right? Like almost too into it. You're like, The new blocks don't have any. Yeah, 100%. I'm really tired of them adding dark black blocks, right? Like, oh, here's 16 more blocks that are kind of blackish gray color. Be like, thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. I would like to see more concrete colors. I would like to see more clay colors, things like that, right? Just a wider palette of block colors. I know Mojang's kind of out of ideas or whatever, but so if they want to steal that and just call it Color Update 2 or whatever, then I'm all for that. Ooh, we might have to get some more wool. I'm trying to remember how I told you guys I'll line that up. You guys can, I mean, some of y'all have already seen it, but y'all can see my wool farm. Like I said, I've only been playing about 3 weeks in this world. Yeah, when you do storage tech and stuff, you really got to kind of decide what you're going to be storing. I think we marked it out like this. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then bam, like that, right? That looks right. That is right. Good job on us. Good job, everybody. How about? Yeah, if they let me make an update, right? So let's say Mojang just like put me in charge for one update. I would add like 60 new colored blocks. I would add concrete stairs and slabs and fences. I would add the copper golem and the tough golem, because I think the community got it wrong. I might add the crab too. I would just go nuts with like former vote losers. That's what I would do. I would absolutely go insane putting like mobs that lost the mob vote and colorful blocks. Yeah, I would add a bunch of colorful blocks, and I would add all the mobs that didn't make it. Because there were some real winners there that just didn't make it in. Yeah, concrete stairs and slabs and fences or walls or whatever they want to make would 100% just like revolutionize people's building. So that is one change I would absolutely make. I would go just ham on colorful blocks and all the mob vote losers. Oh, 100%. Either enchant the saddles or the armor or horseshoes is actually a really cool idea. but so that they could do Frostwalker. 100%, I would add Frostwalker to horses. I would make horses great again. They have gone out of their way to nerf horses, I feel like. For like no good reason. Like, what did horses do to them? Like, I feel like a horse pooped in somebody's yard or something, and now the devs are out to get horses. Because they have really gone out of their way to nerf horses by not allowing them to fit into boats. I posted a picture on my Discord a while back where it showed a Ravager in a minecart, but like he looks like he's standing on top, like his legs are touching the ground outside the minecart. Right? So like how does that make sense? But a horse fitting in a boat doesn't make sense. Like that's in my opinion that's ridiculous. Like not allowing the horses to go in the boats anymore is very, very ridiculous. Because they so clearly fit. At least like animation wise. The but yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that the horses don't fit in the boats anymore. Because how are you supposed to explore with your horses, right? They want to make this update all about exploration and this and that. But unless you have an elytra, which is an in-game item, you know, how much exploring are you going to do if you can't take your horse? I just find it ridiculous. Here's my little work area where I smelt up blocks. My humble lava farm. This is my Simtic wool farm. Alright, we got stuff there. Let's... Come on, little sheep. You know you can eat some grass. Bro, if you don't think we will cut your head off and go get that other sheep, we will. We're not patient people. My viewers have other things to do. They don't have time for you to... Yeah. Like, how does a gas fit in a minecart, right? So, like keep it consistent, right? So, like, either stuff fits in stuff or it doesn't. So we have our wool farm going down there. Now, obviously, it's in unloaded chunks, so you can't really see the sheep or the wool piling up, but trust me that it is. We don't have any... There's a golem. I was going to say, our villagers haven't worked yet, so we don't have golems. Because we've been away for so long, but obviously we just hit a work cycle, so... Golems, right? I have a very modest trading hall inside. Those guys over there, that's where I get my pickaxes and my armor and swords and stuff. This is where I sell wool. Do I have any wool in here? No, I don't. So I sell wool to these guys, and these are going to be my bread machines over here when I get ready to breed all the villagers up. And now you have seen all of my farms. This is it. This is what I had. Like I said, I'd only been in this world like maybe a week or two when I thought, hey, you know what would be stupid? To build the world's biggest iron farm. So, like, I have no support farms or anything else. This is it. This is everything that you're seeing. I leveled this island, and then I thought, hey, you know what would be really, really, really smart? Since I don't have any materials or any kind of anything, is that we will just go and build the world's biggest iron farm. We'll just get wild with it. So let's give this a minute or two. Anybody got any questions? Comments? Want to shout out somebody? I might try to start doing lunchtime streams where I play hardcore. So I'm going to try to set that up for tomorrow if anybody's interested in that. really should get some music. I should get one of those music services. I mean, on Twitch I could play Spotify, right? So like if you're on Twitch, you could listen to Spotify. But if I played it on YouTube, they would just copyright strike me. And I know I can separate the audio and send different audio tracks to Twitch and then different ones to YouTube where you guys couldn't hear it. But that seems unfair. I mean, I could play Spotify where only I could hear it, and that seems highly unfair to you guys, right? Be like, oh, hey, old guys over here listening to music, and everybody else is just sitting here looking at the Rich on Twitch. Let's go see if we have. That should be plenty, right? We don't need a ton. We're just building a couple of pathways. And a lot of people don't allow the sheep to kind of free roam like I do, right? And you don't have to do that. I just find it a little nicer, right? So like the sheep at least has a little bit of a life. He has a small pen. He doesn't have to stand in a 1-by-1 spot like a lot of people do. I just think that's a little nicer, right? You don't have to be a jerk to your animals. That is the truth right there. I don't know if the music in Minecraft has gotten worse or if my tastes have just changed or I don't know, but there's this one track and I don't even know what it's called, right? But it is so loud. It's like 10 times louder than every other bit of Minecraft music. So you're just sitting there playing with your headphones on and living your best life, right? You know, and you're not bothering anybody and you're not committing violence of any kind and Mojang is all like, we're just gonna break your eardrums all of a sudden. And it just comes on and it is so loud. Yeah, 100%. Have I already been streaming for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours? What's the stream time? 1 hour and 33 minutes. Wow, interesting. I didn't realize it had been that long. I might call this one right after I finish doing the catwalks and laying out the platforms, right? Because I really do need to work on some of that hardcore stuff. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Yeah, it's so loud. Like surely Mojang is aware of that problem, right? I don't know the name of it either, but it is so loud. And it's like, who hurt you, Minecraft, right? I love the Minecraft horses. I almost never use an elytra. Bring back horses, right? I have considered making a. Here's the thing. I was so mad when they took away the speed horses, right? You know, like the ones that you like bred with speed potions and made them like insanely fast. I was so mad about that. I have considered bringing that back, like editing in a really fast horse that I can then breed usable really fast horses. Like make one and edit it in that is over the top ridiculous fast that you couldn't, that you really couldn't even ride, but that by the time you bred him with other horses, it would be a really fast usable horse. That makes the time fly. It 100% does, right? If which is why a lot of this that I wanted to stream it. One, so I could, like if anybody was like, oh, he did that in creative, I'd be like, no, I didn't. Go look at the streams. I did it in survival. And two, because people are awesome. Even though I know that the popular opinion is that people suck, and some people do suck, but the vast majority of people are pretty decent people. Even even if you don't agree with them socially or politically or religiously, they're still pretty good people. They just have a sucky opinion, right? Like they go to work, they love their family, they live their life, they same way you do. They just go about their business, and they just have like bad opinions. And but like I said, they're still good people. They just maybe they'll come around. But yeah, the vast majority of people aren't nefarious. They just live their life the same as you and me. It doesn't matter. And I've met so many people from this country or that country, from places like Japan and Sweden and the UK and just China and all over the place, that when you talk to these people and you start going, oh, in my country we do this, and then in my country do, and like they do the same thing you do. Absolutely, it's the same. They go to work and they go home and they watch TV and they have a beer after work or whatever, and they do the exact same thing you do. It's wild. It's wild how similar people are. But then you start going, okay, because like I'll give you an example, right? So like I have a few Swedish friends, and like they really really party over there. Those guys throw it down for like things like May Day and stuff, right? They have these like maypoles and stuff. Man, they really really party for stuff like that. Some of their holidays are wild. I'm a little jealous of how much they party for some of the mildest holidays. So yeah, because like here in the U.S., like May Day, that's nothing. Like we just go, that's May Day. Who cares? But it is a huge holiday there, and like they get out and they get, they have a few adult alcoholic beverages, and they all dance and they wear costumes and they really throw it down. So like that's one of the wildest things, if you start making like international friends, is that you realize how little holidays that we truly celebrate in the United States. These people take off like weeks and weeks of time, like during the summer, and that's unheard of in the United States. To take Some of these people are taking off like 6 to 8 weeks a year in like holiday time. Oh, hi, Cincinnati. I've never heard of you before. That is Cincinnati from Broke Rock, a super, super amazing human being. The only thing wrong, see, that thing I told you, like how everyone is the same, and except for they just have really, really bad opinions. The Cincinnati right here believes that acacia, the orange tree, is the best tree. Other than that, he's an amazing human being. He just has really bad opinions. Yeah, that is 100%. The only thing wrong with him is that sometimes he has a bad opinions about acacia. Because as we all know, acacia is poisonous. But otherwise, amazing human being. You should go click on his face profile thing there and go follow him everywhere you can. Orange wood is best. Let's not be talking crazy now. I'm about to time you out for. I have a new moderation bot. I've been using. Oh, I haven't told you about all my upgrades to my streaming. I don't know. Are you watching on Twitch or YouTube? Let me just check. Oh, he's watching on YouTube. I can just check that from my chat. I'm going to have to show that to you guys later. We're in a little small streamer group chat that we like to talk about stuff. But I haven't shown you my new streamer bot stuff. I'm on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. We've been everybody's been so busy. doing in real life stuff and this and that. I've just decided, I mean, I got really sick there for a while, and I have just decided that I'm just going to go live like all the time. Anytime I'm just like sitting at home, bored, watching TV, I'm just going to like press the live button and go. I mean, there for a while, I wasn't even playing Minecraft really. I'll be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna have to show y'all my new what do you call it? OBS setup and StreamerBot and all of that. It looks ridiculous. Like this, the UI for it is over the top ridiculous. But I hope to get it fully set up. Right now, I just have the chat features and things set up, but yeah, Centronet, I fully believe that he will be back streaming and making videos soon. I know how all his in real life stuff has been working out. So he will hopefully be back very soon. We might even stream together, you never know. That'd be cool. Yeah, you never know what's going on. I'll be around tomorrow. I'm not sure if I can make the lunchtime thing, but I'll let you know. Yeah, if you can, that'd be cool. If you can't, then, you know, it'll be all right. I'm glad you stopped in this evening. That was pretty nice. We're like doing the dumbest thing that ever was known by a person. Like, I'm the only person in this world, and I'm gonna make an iron firm that makes 25,000 ingots. I can't even imagine that I would ever use 25,000 ingots, let alone 25,000 ingots per hour. All right. Oh, that's stone. Oh, I forgot my what do you call it? Nautilus shell down at the other end. How big is it? It's going to be 110 villages. It's going to be, the output's going to be somewhere between 25 and 28,000 ingots. Speaking of how old, how did work go today? Glad to be back in the swing of things. How are you? Yeah, I guess you could look at it in hoppers, right? But then, like, you'd have to have wood for that, so. I mean, I guess I could put a bamboo farm in it, right? And then use auto crafters to stick me some bamboo farms up really high or really low, and yeah, remind me, and I'll send y'all some pictures and stuff of my setup. Yeah, I hope to get all the point systems and all the streamer, like the viewer rewards and all that set up, but I just haven't gotten that done yet because I'm so lazy. Not really. It's because it's quite difficult to do. In order to do this, I'm going to need a bunch of this. But I'm going to need the Nautilus shell also. And the Nautilus shell, we left it down here on this end. So I would come pick up some stone while I'm down here. It's so far. mean, this is literally a 3-week-old world. And here I am, like, building the biggest iron farm I've ever made. Where did that go? Oh, did that go in my... Oh, I didn't need the Nautilus shell, I guess. Because the way this texture pack works. Okay. Anyways. So the layout is pretty simple. I usually try to mark each row. And I probably could have squeezed in, like, you know, a few more farms, but I feel like 22 per level is more than enough, right? I wanted to keep it realistic and make it highly successful that I would be able to build it. So the first ones I like to mark from here, so I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it's 17 blocks long, and I don't have to count it because it's chunk aligned. It'll be on the last block of this chunk. One, two, three, four. We'll come in here like this. And I'm not going to build the sides or any of that stuff right now. I'm just going to place the flat platforms here. 1 for time and 2 for... I did that on the level right below us, and it got really confusing as to which farm I was bringing the villagers to, so I'm not going to do that again. Like, I haven't tested any of this, right? So, like, this is all, like, in my brain. We're just going to do it. Like, there's not a lot of plan here, is unfortunately the problem. I'm not a planner, I'm a doer. And then we'll do the same thing over here on this side. Go 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll go 1 past the chunk border. One, two, three, 4. And I'm literally just copying the ones below, but and I could just look down at them and see where they are, but I kind of want to like give you the numbers in case anybody's watching this for a block by block how to lay this out. How's Texas? It is unseasonably warm. Tomorrow we are projected to break the all-time high temperature mark for this date in October. So it is in the mid 80s. I am highly jealous of everyone that's like, oh, it's sweater weather. I'm pulling out my pumpkin spice latte, whatever, and I'm insanely jealous of that stuff. And yeah, it's unseasonably warm in Texas. Fortunately, or unfortunately, however you want to look at it. I mean, if you're a kid, I guess it's unfortunately. 6, 7. Whoops. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This stuff. 1, 2. It's going to rain the rest of the week, I think. That's 9. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So if you are a child here in Texas, guess what? Your Halloween is about to get ruined. Because it's going to rain like all the rest of the week, including the weekend coming up. So yeah, all the Halloween people are going to get rained out. Which means I won't have to hand out candy and I can just stream. Same here, but temp scale is different. Will be 83 tomorrow, and that will be a record for October. Yeah, that's us. We're gonna set a record temperature for tomorrow. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be in the upper 80s, something like that. Maybe low 90s tomorrow. But luckily after that, I think it's gonna rain the rest of the week, and then of course rain out all the Halloween people. But that just means I can stay inside and play Minecraft and turn the lights off. So yay for me, boo for the kids, right? And I know from personal experience that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully the rain knocks all the pollen and everything out of the sky. Makes my allergies a little better. You're doing a really good job with reading. Thank you. I have a very new combined chat thing. I told you, StreamerBot. That's the way to go. It gives, here, I'll show it one more time. Like I showed it earlier, right? So I'm going to show my chat, right? This is my chat right here. So I can see who speaks on Twitch. I can see who speaks on YouTube. It tells me that you're on YouTube. I can ban you, time you out, whatever I want. I can see every message you've ever sent. So if it tells me oh, that's interesting. That's the link to your YouTube page if I am so interested. YouTube.com/Centranet. You should go subscribe to him. But yeah, it does a lot of really cool stuff. Like I can ban people. I can unban people if I accidentally ban them. But yeah, like if somebody's giving me problems or somebody's like, oh, you missed my message, I can just go directly to their message and see everything that they've ever said. I can do things like use / commands, right? So if I want to change the title of the stream, or if I want to raid people, or do whatever I want to do, right? I can do all of those from this chat window. It's a really, really cool. I can't say enough good things about the StreamerBot chat feature. And it does so many other things that I don't even know what it does, and I'm already so impressed. Yeah, that's and this is what the UI looks like. It is gross. Oh, why did it move my Minecraft way over there? Anyways, yeah, that is the StreamerBot stuff that I was telling you about. But yeah, it does impressive stuff. I'm using a plugin in OBS to stream to both. I finally figured that out because apparently I'm an idiot. And I finally figured out how to stream to both Twitch and OBS with very few button presses. Without having to have meltdowns and multiple starts and all those things. Yeah, life is pretty good for streaming right now. It's It's working out. As long as it doesn't show a Discord messages, we're good. Yeah, it doesn't show Discord messages. I mean, I don't even have Discord open right now, which is probably a mistake because a lot of times when I'm making mistakes, people will message me on Discord and notify me that way. But yeah, I don't currently have Discord open. But just because it's such a resource hog, if I was using it right, so like if I was chatting with people in Discord, it would be one thing, but it's such a resource hog if you're not actively using it. Is the only thing about Discord. Yeah, I have 2 monitors. I'm actually thinking about adding a 3rd monitor. If I ever get the integration stuff set up, I will add a 3rd monitor. 2, 3. I need to learn how to count and talk at the same time is the real problem here. 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So like if I ever get the viewer point reward stuff set up, I have some really cool ideas for that. But StreamerBot does all of that stuff. It's just you kind of have to almost, like, it isn't like the UI is really terrible, but it is very powerful, and so you kind of almost have borderline have to program it. 42. What does 42 mean? Oh, you're counting for me. Okay, yeah. The you have to program it, and I've watched a bunch of videos and things, and a lot of them say different things, so who knows what. If I get that set up, then I will add a 3rd monitor so I can keep an eye on that, which is pretty impressive when you consider only one of my eyes I can really see out of. So I'm watching 2 monitors with one eye. That's so yeah. It's while I haven't been doing streaming stuff, I have been looking into stuff, and I've been doing some art. And I have been doing some writing. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17. So that's what I've been up to in the times when I wasn't making content. Not really like any art for anything in particular or any writing for anything in particular, but here's the thing. So like if you are a creative person, right, you like to draw, you like to write, you like to do whatever it is you like to do, right? It doesn't matter if you like to pick your nose or whatever it is that you like to do with your free time. The more you do it, the more you get good at it, right? So like it comes more naturally, it just flows out of you. So if you have ever wanted to be a painter, or you want to be an artist, or you want to be a musician, or whatever it is that you want to be, right? So like, let's say you want to be a taxidermist, right? You want to make little weird animal statues and things like that. So you just have to do it. Like don't do it to show to anybody. Just do it. Just do it quietly alone. Especially if you're doing that squirrel statue thing, right? Don't show that to people. That's how you get on lists. Yeah, for sure. Don't show that to people. I'm stupid. Anyways, yeah, just go sit in your room and just write anything. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter what it is. Don't show it to anybody. Just go write. Just go draw. Just go stand outside and hope you can dunk on your basketball goal. Whatever it is that your dream is, just go do it. It doesn't matter if you fail. It doesn't matter if you're bad at it. It doesn't matter. Just go do it. I mean, obviously, sit here and watch my stream while you. Let's count. Sit here and watch my stream while you draw or write or whatever. But otherwise, yeah, just do it. 13, 14, 15, 16. If you're making the squirrel statues, obviously take pictures of it and send it to me on Discord. But otherwise, yeah. I like to hop between creative activities. Me too, 100%. Because of my ADHD, probably. The 100%. I jump around in a lot of things that I do because I get bored. But yeah, you should 100% just draw, just write, just paint, just I hate to steal from Nike because they're such a terrible company, but like that just do it kind of deal. Just go do it. Just you don't get better at anything by watching TV. I mean, from the stream you get better. You get better at iron farms and other things, other valuable life lessons. So obviously watch that, but making video games, yes, absolutely. If you want to make video games, just go make video games. Centernet there actually did make a video game not too long ago. I played it. It's actually quite entertaining. It's called Akbot. No, Akpot. Close the box. I think is what is the name of it. I might be butchering that. You can find links to it on the Brocroc Discord. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which you can find links to the Brocroc Discord on my Brocroc. I went on my Discord. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's a digital version of a board game that he actually owns in real life. It was quite entertaining. I've quilted hot pads before and am considering trying a whole blanket sometime. My neighbor makes quilts and stuff, and that stuff is incredible. The amount of time that they put into those things, and then they turn around and sell them for like $40. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like you or like I don't understand how that's I don't understand the financial stuff behind quilts and stuff. I think quilts should cost like $1,200 based on the amount of time that they put into those things. I'm just like, how does this cost $40, right? Yeah, quilting is amazing. My mom was really big into sewing and stuff like that when I was a little kid. And at the time I hated it because, we got homemade clothes. So that was awful. And you shouldn't do that to your children. But the people who actually do sew and stuff like that, that's a really cool skill. I'm doing a baby blanket for a friend. The last video game I created can't be played unless you still have 16-bit PC capabilities. I don't believe I have those kind of capabilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't think I have those kind of capabilities. Is it nighttime? No, of course not. It's just gonna rain. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I watched this video 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so the video I watched was about Unreal Engine 5, right? And it was a video showing like liquid physics, right? And like the stuff they can do nowadays with video game engines is unfreaking real. I was like, this is a movie. Like that Unreal Engine is next level stuff. I mean, I obviously wouldn't be nowhere near anywhere doing anything like that, but it's still like I like to watch people be creative. That's why I started with the hot pads. Yeah, 100%. You should always be realist with your skill level and time that you can put in and stuff. Like, don't try to build the Eiffel Tower. How about just make a coffee table, that kind of thing, right? So, like, if you like to build things with your hands, don't, you know. I used to have a boss that always said, "Hey, we're not building a piano here. Just get it done." That kind of stuff, right? So, but yeah, the things that they can do in Unreal Engine now is just, I mean, it's just a matter of time before every movie is made in Unreal Engine. They're gonna quit hiring actors and just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's way too many. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I made a mallet of piano wood earlier. Nice. You know, making tools is a real skill, right? You would, any real mechanic, any real woodworker, any real person who regularly makes things, right, or fixes things, has an entire set of custom tools. Like, maybe you just need this little, you know, maybe you need to cut one of your wrenches in half to be able to reach this certain thing, or maybe you need to make it a little thinner, run it on your belt sander for a little bit. You know that, and that's just, or maybe you need to make a custom screwdriver, or maybe there's a certain screw that you can't take out because you don't have that bit, so you just take a screwdriver and grind it down until it fits into that certain slot or whatever. That is actually a thing where people make custom tools all the time. That is the kind of stuff I watch on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of Minecraft videos. I watch people that, and I know I keep telling people to not watch Minecraft stuff, but which seems counterproductive to what I'm doing here. But I watch so much of that stuff where people just make custom tools and stuff. You know, that is impressive stuff when they just, because you can see like the gears turning in their heads where they try to figure out this problem, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just weld this thing to that thing, and then I can take that bolt right out, no problem." So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is all of the ones for this row. Yeah, I think that kind of stuff is cool where people problem solve, you know, and like, and you know, the actual tool that you really need costs, you know, $800 for this tool you're going to use one time, and so you just go, no, I'm just not going to pay that, and you just go make one yourself. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I know what we're doing here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because remember, we lined the back of this one up with the back of this chunk. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this row they're very much going to be chunk aligned. Now on that other row, some of them were chunk aligned and some of them were not. But on this row, they're very much going to be chunk aligned. Yeah, I like people that make those. You mentioned mallet. I watch people that make they make all these different like lead hammers and stuff like that, and then they, you know, because lead doesn't damage the thing they're hitting, and then but the hammer itself gets so damaged that they have to like take the hammer and like melt it down and like reform it and stuff. I find that stuff fascinating. I mean, obviously, I would never smelt lead down in person because the lead is very, very toxic. But good on them, right? I probably own. Let's see, how many hammers do I own? I probably own 30 or more hammers. Because, like, obviously, you know, to most people, a hammer is a hammer, but there's dead blow hammers, there's, you know, bronze hammers, brass hammers, lead hammers, there's plastic mallets, there's, you know, leather mallets, there's wood mallets, there's framing hammers, there's claw hammers, there's ball peen hammers, you know, there's 10,000 different kinds of hammers. There's MC hammers. I mean, just got a piano wood a few months ago. I've got a friend who gets free pianos. That's kind of a weird friend to have, but like weird friends are the best friends, right? Like everyone needs that friend that like when they call you, like you never know what it's going to be about. I used to work property maintenance, right? Which means you go out to different properties and like maybe the property needs to be cleaned up, or maybe it needs the lights fixed, or maybe it just needs to be checked on, right? And this one guy called me a long time ago, and he was like, "Somebody dumped a piano behind my business," and I said, "Okay, cool, I'll be out there to get it." And I go out there, right, and you know, you think, okay, well, I'll just go get this piano and pick it up. Pianos are heavy AF, and this one was all busted up and stuff. And so it wasn't a nice piano. You couldn't it couldn't have been fixed. It was, I mean, it was missing all the keys, and it was just you could tell somebody had just busted it up. It'd been left outside, the rain on it, and just, I mean, it was just gross. And so I thought, well, I'll just cut this thing up with a sawzall, right? That wood is so thick and so hard and so dense. Sounds like someone I know. Yeah, piano wood is 100% just the thickest, densest, hardest wood you can come across. This was one of those upright pianos, so maybe it's different for like a what is it called? Like a grand piano, like the horizontal ones. This was an upright piano, and I'm out of stone, and it took me all day long to chop this piano up. It was crazy how, you know, and I quoted the guy like $30. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll knock that piano out for like $30, and totally 100% regretted that, even messing with that piano. I should have said no. I don't haul off pianos because it was so heavy and such a whooping to cut up. Everyone needs that wild card friend, you know, like, are they calling you to invite you to a birthday party, or are they calling you to help for you to help them move a body, right? Like everyone needs that friend. Not these from the 60s and 70s, mostly poplar. Interesting. It probably also varies by quality of manufacturing, I'm guessing, but this is my only experience with chopping up a piano, so I only know what I know. But yeah, it was so, like, the wood was so thick. I mean, at one point in time, it probably was a really nice piano, and there's a surprising large amount of metal inside a piano that I was not prepared for. Those 19th century pianos were solid oak. That probably is what I cut up. The I'm from the 1900s also. Oh, 19th century. That'd be much longer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm also 150 years old. But yeah, the that piano was, I mean, it was hot garbage, and but yeah, it was solid. I've never cut anything up like that. I wish I had thought of it at the time to save the wood, but I didn't. I was hot and sweaty and mad and all the things. Yeah, yeah, way before me. I mean, I'm only 150. My birthday was like 2 weeks ago. I'm 148. I'm from the 1900s. I'm in a few discords, right? And some of them, trend more adult, and some of them trend more like young adults, right? And you can tell, like, you can spot these people that are born in like the 2000s, and I'm just like, cause like the things they say, or like I say something, and they're like, "What do you mean? Like, what's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot. You're from the 2000s." It's the knowledge base between someone, say, born in the 70s and 80s, and somebody who was born in the 2000s. The knowledge base is vastly different. These people didn't. Let's see. I'm a little older than Olga. He's 201 years old. That's correct. That is correct. 201 and 12 days. Three. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Jesus Christ! What am I counting to? Think about this. People who grew up in the 70s and 80s and stuff. We all drove standard transmissions. We all had phones that hung on the wall. We predate the internet. We predate the I mean, not we don't predate the internet, but we predate everyone having the internet. We predate cell phones. We didn't grow up with these things in our hands the way kids who were born, say, like in 2000. If you're born in 2000 or later, you grew up. You don't know a time before the internet. You don't know a time before cell phones. That's just a thing that has always existed your whole entire life. You don't remember writing in cursive. You don't, like, there's like the knowledge base is vastly different. They don't, not that these things are better, right? So like walls on the phone, that's not better than a cell phone. That's not better. I don't want to be that guy that, like, oh, things were better back in the day. They weren't. Yeah, exactly. Didn't I teach you better? But like, these things weren't better. Like, cell phones are vastly better than those other phones. Like, I try to explain to people, like, when you were not at home, people just didn't know where you are. Like, you were just gone. Like people couldn't find you. They couldn't call you at all hours of the day. So yeah, it's our knowledge bases are vastly different. We have vastly, growing up, we had encyclopedias at home. We didn't have Wikipedia. We had to look it up in a book. Yeah, I mean, like, if you hand a kid a cassette and a pencil, they don't have any idea what the relationship between those two are. And it's not that our knowledge is better; it's just different. They don't know what any of this old technology is. Because clearly we have it so good right now compared to our old technology, dial up and all that business. That was crazy nonsense. Dial up. It's just wild to me when you speak to someone who's 21 or 22 or whatever, and you try to tell them about something that happened 30, 40 years ago, and they're just like, "What are you talking about?" I once got a call The board. It was only the second place they called. Yeah, yeah, you could. Yeah, you could call like businesses, right? So like, if you're, like let's say your mom went to Walmart, right? She's like, I'm going to Walmart or whatever the grocery store was at the time. You could call Walmart and they would call her on the speaker and you could talk to her. Yeah, that's 100% a thing. Businesses would take phone calls on your behalf. 100%. When you left your house, you couldn't call someone or something happened. Yeah, that is 100%. We used to carry around like quarters and stuff in our pockets, or like put them in our shoes and stuff, like underneath the soles, and just keep quarters in our shoes so that if we ever got an emergency, we could make a phone call. That's what we did. Yeah, there were you could literally call the store and be like, "Hey, Sally Johnson's, is at your store? Can I speak to her?" And they would call Sally Johnson up to the service desk or whatever and let her use the phone. Yeah, I used to keep mine underneath the sole of my shoe so that if resubscribe to the channel. Awesome. Well, that is very awesome. Thank you, Centranet. Yeah. So like kids and like even young adults don't have a reference of those things of if you could just call the store and they would let you speak to someone there at the store, which would be wild today, right? So like if you called Walmart and said, "Hey, my mom, sister, brother, dad, whoever is at your store, can you put them on the phone?" They would say, "What are you talking about? Are you crazy?" And they would hang up on you probably. So yeah, it's the world that we live in from 30, 40 years ago is way wilder than it is today. Man, I am so out of stone. I'm gonna have to go get some more. I had the kangaroos with the zippered pocket. Oh, those are you were one of those rich kids. I see. What's up, Wally? Prank calls were awesome. Yeah, prank calls were awesome because there was no caller ID. You could be anybody on the telephone. That is exactly right. 100%. Yeah, there. It's like. I mean, it's the same world, but it's not. We live in a vastly different time now. It's so. And like we don't live in a worse or better or whatever. It's just so different. Because obviously, my iPhone is 10,000 times better than any phone hanging on the wall ever was. And, video games and like, I don't know that that I have more fun playing Minecraft than I did, say, Super Mario World or whatever. Super Mario Brothers. But this is clearly vastly better. Is it more fun? I don't know. Maybe. Man, everybody's joining tonight. That's awesome. I have been like overwhelmed by how much people, because like I quit making content for like a year, right? So like my dad this is like a couple of years ago. My dad got real sick, and I went out there and took care of them. He had Parkinson's, and he ended up dying and things like that. And I was way out in the middle of the sticks, out in a small town called Ashermont. If you know where Abilene is, it's way past there, right? So like way past where the sticks are. And I probably stayed out there 6 months, and the my internet was not good, and I just quit making content, and then I got like burned out, and I just quit making stuff altogether, right? But it amazes me that every time I crank up a stream or make a video, that people are still interested. That is just incredible to me. My Apple II was more powerful than the Apollo mission computers. Yeah, 100%. We sent men to the moon with pretty much just analog controls, right? Pretty much with like a walkie-talkie and a calculator. It was very much all okay, hold the button down for 15 seconds, that kind of thing, right? Like it was very little computers and a whole lot of do it manually. There was almost no computers on those Apollo missions. They would say, okay, hold down the burn button for 30 seconds or whatever. Yeah, which is wild to me also. It's incredible how much ingenuity that those guys had, and like just the brass balls on those guys. Like that's something that we had never really been done back then. Those test pilots and stuff from like back in the day in NASA and stuff, those guys had they were just like next level, right? So like you could almost say they were insane or crazy or whatever, but like they were just, I mean, fearless. So yeah, that's craziness. And these are chunk aligned. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, if you go and read some biographies and stuff of those early test pilots and stuff, it's like all those guys are straight out of the Air Force, right? They're the best of the best of the, guys that were just like, yeah, if I die, I die. It's fine. Whatever. Let's do it. Strap me in. They're like, I don't need to see a computer model. No, let's just do this thing. I mean, you're talking about guys that were like flying crazy stuff. They didn't have like ejector seats and stuff. I mean, they didn't have computer models and wind tunnels, and they were just like, yeah, we think it'll be okay. Go ahead, jump in. A lot of this stuff came out of like World War II, like German scientists and stuff, and just like we're just trying to like copy it and like do our best to like reverse engineer all this stuff, and they are just flying by the seat of their pants doing this stuff. Those guys are just go Google them and read their biographies and stuff. Even if you or go watch a YouTube video or something. I mean, obviously after the stream, but yeah, they lived crazy lives. Yeah, the early days of NASA were just, and they would do these calculations like real time and stuff. It's just on like pen and paper and calculators and stuff. So like if they were like, oh, there's a problem, then they would just start like doing the math. Like they would just have 50 dudes and women just doing the math, trying to figure out how to fix it. And like they were running the like the capsules and stuff with stopwatches and stuff. They were like, okay, 15-second burn for this to. Sounds like just before the TV station would sign up for the night. Yeah. Probably why I never wanted to be a pilot as a kid. And those pilots were incredible. If I had had better joints and eyesight, I would have joined the military. 100%. Unfortunately, my I have awful joints and eyesight. Yeah. Okay, see that's a thing right there. So we talked about like, childhood versus people's childhood now. We didn't have a Cartoon Network. There was like cartoons came on the weekends on Saturday for like about 3 hours. Like that's all the cartoons you got. So you better get up early and watch them. Because if you miss them, well then too bad. So sad. They have 24-hour day cartoon channels and stuff now. They don't know a time when the TV goes off. I mean, most people don't even watch terrestrial TV. most people either have satellite or cable or just do streaming services, which is what I do. I don't even have TV. So back in the day, like let's say you worked like night shift or whatever. So like on your day off, well, there was no TV back then. Just the TV was off, and you just had to go read a book or something because you worked night shift. I miss waking up to the static and realizing I should probably move to my bed. Yeah, yeah. They would play the what was the Star Spangled Banner, and then like some jets would fly across the screen, and then it would go beep, like that for like an hour, and then it would go static. I don't think things make static anymore, right? Because everything's a digital signal. There's no analog signal, so I don't think even if you turned off the signal, it wouldn't make static. It would just be blank. Yeah, that static was based on the on analog signals, and so like there's no analog signals. Even if you have like a TV antenna, it's there's no analog signals. It's all digital signals now. If I'm understanding it correctly, and this has been a while back. One of my kids is watching the old Doctor Who on Samsung TV. Interesting. I like to go back and watch old Star Trek and stuff like that, and like some of it holds up, some of it doesn't. There's this I think it was made in the '70s. It's an animated Star Trek series, and the animation is so bad. I mean, it's bad for even for like the '70s era, right? But it's so bad, it's like good. But yeah, it's so bad. Star Trek is my jam. Just gonna say that right now. I was a little sad that that Star Trek series Lower Decks was canceled, which is also an animated Star Trek series. Yeah, I was a little disappointed that was canceled, but yeah, what are you gonna do, right? I was no even had to buy the new fangled antennas. I think they offered people like $40 or $60 or something like that to buy the new receivers and all that stuff. So at the time when they were switching over, and I think the offer was good for like a year or so, that they were willing to pay people to just like adopt that new standard or whatever. They would buy essentially the receivers for you if you had an older TV. Turn the TV on and go get a snack while it warmed up in the black and white picture. Jesus Christ! Oh, you're old like my grandparents. Where like they have like a big TV and then like a little TV sitting on top of it because the big TV doesn't work. Like that. Like I feel like that's where you're at right now. Like you went too far back in the Wayback Machine, right? Like you like spun the dial a little too hard. Yeah, you spun it a little hard there. You need to come back a little bit. But yeah, I've only seen like the like when they changed TVs over from black and white broadcast to color. You can go watch all those videos, right? So like they all did like a stunt where like they would jump to the left or whatever, and then like suddenly they would be in color, which was kind of cool, for back then. You can go watch all that stuff on YouTube. It's kind of interesting to see people's reactions to it, because then like you suddenly realize that like all of these TV sets are like wildly colorful, but you just never knew because it was in black and white. Voyager is my favorite. So yeah, Voyager was a fantastic Star Trek series. If you haven't seen it, you should absolutely go see it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that is probably one of the best Star Trek series. Voyager. I know Deep Space Nine got a lot of hate in its day, but I don't think it was as bad as people said it was. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I wouldn't say there's any bad Star Trek series. I mean, there was some bad acting in some of them, right? So like, let's just be honest, right? The original Star Trek series with James T. Kirk, William Shatner is a little bit of an overactor. He needs to tone it down. I'm enjoying that new. I didn't watch it at the time when it first came out. That Strange New Worlds series, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, Deep Space Nine, man. A lot of people give it so much hate, and I just don't think it's. I don't think it's bad. I think it's okay. I'm good with it. I don't hate any of the Star Trek series. I mean, there's some actors that I probably wouldn't have picked, but yeah, the Star Trek series all the way across the board, just pretty good. I'm not like, oh, that's terrible. They all just kind of follow the same, formula, kind of like Star Wars movies do, and you just jump in and just watch them. They're just good stuff. I think that's all of the platforms built, right? What's our time at? 2 hours and 40 minutes almost. That's not bad. We did a lot in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Let's look and make sure we have all of them put out, right? So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 16, 22. Yeah, that's right. That's all of them, right? Yeah, that's not bad. I really thought that would take like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that Deep Space Nine, it did not deserve the hate it got. One, two, three, four. I feel like sometimes people just like to hate on stuff. Right? They don't have nothing else better to do with their day. And they need to get a hobby. Hating is not a hobby. Read a book or take a walk. That should be like a t-shirt. Hating is not a hobby, or like a bumper sticker. Hating stuff is not a hobby. It's not a personality. You shouldn't make your personality hating on stuff. That should not be your main personality trait. It did take almost 3 hours. Yeah, almost. I said I wasn't going to build these out, and I'm not. I'm just going to build these first two. 3. And that way they're ready to go when I get ready to stack villages. I'm blanking on the name of the series, but it was 7 to 9 was in it. What was the name of that series? She was like a ranger. What was the name of that series? Like a space ranger. I thought that was pretty good. Oh, Picard. Yeah, Jesus Christ, I don't know. Having a brain aneurysm or something. I thought that was really good. I would watch Patrick Stewart read the phone book, And I know we don't have phone books anymore, but I don't care. Him and Keanu Reeves could read the phone book all day long, and I would watch that. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Picard series, it's really slow burn at first, but it gets there and it's worth it. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I was having a moment. And if you're not into Star Trek, then that's okay. I forgive you. Yeah, it was really good. Who was really good in Robin Hood Men in Tights? Was Patrick Stewart in that? Really? Maybe I don't remember. I don't remember the movie that well. Phone books, dictionaries, and nowadays, encyclopedias nowadays I have to use a step stool. Yeah. Yeah, that is 100% a thing, is that there was always like these, like you could use those things to like stack stuff on or step on them or just whatever. And those encyclopedias were so thick back in the day. Patrick Stewart was in it. Patrick Stewart was in Men in Tights. Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, I guess I just forgot. Patrick Stewart is great in everything. He's good in the X-Men movies. He's good. I swear to God, that dude could just sit there and just tell stories all day long and people would watch it because he is that good of an actor. Right? There are just certain actors where you're like, yeah, I would watch that dude do anything. And he is one of them for me. Yeah. Now that y'all are mentioning it, I'm slowly recalling. I'm old, and my brain runs on it runs on the old hard drive, and it takes it a minute for it to boot up sometimes. Alright, there is no need to have the chunk borders on. So let's put that in here. Let's get our beds and our boots and that, and we're gonna need some of that stone back. We'll just take all of it. We're gonna leave that. I guess let's stack a couple of villages, right? Just say we did something today. One of the most important movies ever. It sounds like most of us are old. 100%. People who watch my streams are old. I mean, if I wanted to, for like younger people to watch it, I could say stuff like Skibbity Toilet, put that in the title and stuff, but I will never do that. I'm not even sure what it means at this point. I'm not sure what Skibbity Toilet is, so. But I see people say it all the time. And I haven't seen Robin Hood Men in Tights in probably a couple of decades, probably. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, Patrick Stewart, that dude is amazing. I'm gonna be so sad whenever he eventually passes. I mean, he's so old right now. That's maybe they will quickly figure out how to like keep people alive forever right before he dies, and then save him. That would be the ideal solution. I mean, if he needs anything, I'm willing to scrap Ted Cruz right now for parts. They're speaking all the new language. 100%. The kids nowadays are speaking a whole entire completely. It's somewhere between emoji and English, right? It's like a hybrid of emojis and English. 100%. Man, I have a hate relationship with AI. I'm not here for that AI business. I hope it goes the way of crypto, and I feel like it might a little bit, right? Because it requires so much electricity that it almost borderline just eats itself. That second baby villager? Oh, there you are, bro. Get in the boat, man. There are companies that are cranking up nuclear power plants to power AI, and like none of us want it. I feel like I'm in a nursing home. I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. Do they come around with your pudding? I don't. I mean, maybe, right? I feel like nursing homes are about to get really wild, right? Because like the boomers are dying out, you know, and like the first parts of like Gen X are slowly going to start creeping into nursing homes, and nursing homes are going to get to be wild. People like Snoop are in his mid to late 60s. The nursing homes are about to get really really wild. Yeah, the nursing homes are gonna be a different thing now. No longer are they gonna be this like really quiet where just old people just sit there and wait to die. It's gonna be like Call of Duty tournaments every weekend. Like instead of playing bingo and shuffling around in your house shoes and stuff, it's gonna be like Call of Duty and rap music in nursing homes. So yeah, nursing homes are going to vastly change over the next 10, 20 years. Yeah, AI, man, I don't have anything really positive to say about AI. That dude is killing it. He is everywhere. Like he is like he's borderline the ambassador of the United States to the world, right? So like him at the Olympics, which I have a lot of wild things to say about the Olympics because just like they need to get their lives together. The Olympics need to get their life together, but the that dude is like he is pretty ridiculously smart for growing up a gangbanger in LA. He is pretty smart for being from where he came from. And yeah, Snoop Dogg is killing it out there. Like I can't think of too many people that I would say, yeah, this guy represents me than Snoop Dogg. If I had to say, yeah, that's what America's about, Snoop Dogg, that's who I'd pick. Or Willie Nelson or Dolly Parton. Keanu Reeves, even though he wasn't born in the United States, I would pick him. Is he only 53? Is that right? I thought he was like 60. No, that can't be right. Snoop Dogg is older than 53. Snoop can't be 53. He's got to be his 60s. Let's just Google this real quick. It's not like we're doing important stuff, right? Let's see. Snoop. You guys can see all my bad. The problem is I'm trying to type around my stream deck. He is 53. Man, I thought he was so much older. Okay. Well, I guess we all learned something today, right? But yeah, that dude is everywhere. Snoop Dogg is everywhere. Born in 71, yeah. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, 53. But yeah, so, man, he really is crushing it. I guess he was so young. I guess he was just really, really young when he made like Doggy Style and stuff. Well, happy belated birthday. I just had a birthday not too long ago myself. But yeah, wow, it's 53. Man, I would have swore he was 60. But yeah, if I had to like pick a representative for the United States to show up to the world, I would put Snoop Dogg on that list. I mean, there's only a handful of politicians I'd maybe even consider putting on the list, but I would for sure put Snoop Dogg on the list. Well, boys, we gotta go stack of votes. It is, yeah, he was, Snoop Dogg was phenomenal at the Olympics. Oh, I don't watch that. I mean, I'm familiar with what it is, right? But I don't know. I don't watch it. Yeah, I mean, the Olympics are all over the map, right? From the opening ceremony, which no Americans got or understood, and like everybody was so mad about for no reason, to the breakdancing. To, I mean, I had no idea I was an Olympic level breakdancer. I had no idea. But like the Olympics are just all over the map. It's just, but yeah, Snoop Dogg was amazing at the Olympics. And I know that he doesn't know about all these sports, and that like he has writers and stuff that come up with the stuff and all these things, but he was phenomenal. None of the broadcasters that you watch in any sport are they don't know those statistics. They have little guys that like put stuff up on the screen for them to say. I couldn't tell you who is on The Voice. Is it still like Blake Shelton and like I, I don't know, Lionel Richie? I'm probably getting a couple of shows confused. Kelly Clarkson, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm probably getting a bunch of those different shows. It's like they're all kind of the same, right? Like The Voice, American Idol, America's Got Talent. Like they're all kind of the same, right? The same premise. That's that show that like Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani like hooked up on, right? He was everywhere and did everything and delivered in a way only Snoop could. Yeah, 100%. That dude is so talented. Yeah, he is so talented. He has a like, cause like he is really smart and really good at what he does, and he does it in such a way that just like puts everyone at ease, right? Like that's just, oh, you go, oh, that's just Snoop Dogg. Like he's always Snoop Dogg. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He could be in a movie and he's still Snoop Dogg, right? I call that like the John Wayne effect, right? So like, even though John Wayne is a notorious garbage person, every movie he is John Wayne, right? So like John Wayne and Elvis and all these things. It doesn't matter what movie they're in. They're the same character in every movie. Yeah. Yeah, Snoop is he's the same character, like the same beloved character, right? Because like, who doesn't like Snoop Dogg? You don't. People don't have anything bad to say about him. Like he's like it's not like there's this video out there somewhere lurking that like where he's just like a terrible person. So everybody loves Snoop Dogg, and like he's just always Snoop Dogg in every situation. Like he's your favorite uncle that shows up at Thanksgiving. If someone just reads the comments. I generally like put these streams unlisted. If you didn't show up, then you didn't get to see it. Too bad. So like that's my opinion. You come and you show up, or you miss out. Like, too bad. I don't like, yeah. Who watches streams that's not live? I don't feel like that's a thing, especially if it's very long. If you had a stream that was like maybe 30 minutes, which is kind of what I'm planning for like the lunch streams, I feel like people might watch them a little bit, right? Especially like if there's like crazy shenanigans and stuff the whole time. But like nobody's watching a 3 or 4 hour stream that's, you know, a day or two old. Nobody's doing that. That's just not a thing. Nobody does that stuff. I mean, if somebody really wants to watch it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. It's still, I mean, it's just unlisted, and you can always go to Discord, like Brokrock Discord or my Discord or Dr. Yan Cyan's Discord. There's Discords to find the links, right? So you can just go to all the Discords and find the links. I've been here from the beginning, and I agree you should become a Texas Ranger. 100%. Now, is that the Texas Rangers baseball team or the Texas Ranger law enforcement? Because those are vastly different things. I've been here from the beginning, and I do. Yeah, you watched it live. Nobody's watching a pre-recorded stream. I mean, there might be a person that does that proves that's the exception to the rule, but the vast majority of people are not going to go watch a stream that is already ended. I usually watch VODs, not streams. Really? Oh, I should become the Balls Ranger? I should become Chuck Norris. That's what I should do. I'm going to need a better beard. I mean, I do have some cowboy hats. Maybe I will wear the cowboy hats tomorrow for stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did have this thought one time because I have like a black hat and a white coat. It's not actually white, but it's like kind of cream colored. My phone hates my comments. This is live, yes. Or maybe I'm just really good at predicting comments and I have pre-recorded all the answers. So one of those two things is true. I put them on while working. Yeah, streams are okay. I mean, like kind of like a podcast, kind of almost borderline. You know, me and Judd talked about making a podcast, but I just can't bring myself to do it because there are 12 billion podcasts. And I feel like it'd be a lot of effort for no one to listen to it. Live enough, yeah, live enough. Let's see. He is old AI. Yeah, I'm Gen 1 AI. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so back to the hat thing, right? So like I have this dark colored hat and a light colored hat. And I thought I could wear the different colored hats on stream. Because like when I'm doing evil shenanigans, I'd wear the black hat, obviously, right? And then when I'm doing good stuff, I'll wear the white hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we are not going to make it. We're not gonna make it all the way down there before the moon sets. Yeah, I am a prototype Gen 1. It's not bad. I'm doing pretty good at predicting the questions. So, not bad, right? What's that program on Java that plays Minecraft for them because they're so lazy they can't be bothered to play Minecraft? It's called like Baritone or whatever. I'm one of those. I'm that thing. Yeah, imagine creating something because you're too lazy to play a video game. So you need something to play the video game for you. That is like next level thinking. And I don't know if I'm impressed or disappointed. But yeah, that somebody invented a thing that could play Minecraft for them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like I said. I don't know if I'm impressed or disappointed. But yeah, that is thinking that I can't get behind. That's why I create forms. Yeah, I've watched videos about this on Java. This thing called baritone, right? So like you can just kind of tell it where to go, and it'll figure out how to pathfind there and how to do things and how to it'll eat for itself. It'll do all these things, right? But I'm just like bro, like you're building like make robots and stuff to go dig ditches and stuff. Quit making robots to do fun stuff. What's wrong with people? Like they make robots that make art and make music and do all the fun human stuff, and then we still have to go to work. Like make it make sense, right? Sometimes I use tricks to mine cobble or fish. Does that count? No, that doesn't count. You can AFK, that's fine, but you're just essentially leaving your computer on. I'm talking about people that actually have the game play it for them. Like they are making AI that can play video games, that can, that can draw, that can make music, that can do all the fun human stuff, right? So like they're making this AI to do all the good human stuff, so that we have to go work in the coal mines or whatever, dig ditches. That's what they should have AI doing. Make AI that goes out and gets my groceries. Make AI that goes out and digs ditches or mows the lawn. No, they're like, no, we're gonna make AI that makes music. We're gonna make AI that replaces artists. They should make AI that replaces politicians. You want a Rosie? Yeah, exactly right. Where are my flying cars and my robot maids and all this and my house that goes up and down? Right? Where's all of that? Where are the scientists and why are there 17 boner pills and no flying cars? Yeah, there's so many unnecessary things and no flying cars. Exactly right. You exactly nailed it. Even though he still had to go to work for some reason, right? So it's the future, and they have robots and all this, and he still has to go to work. I mean, that was kind of a bummer, right? When George Jetson still had to go to work. Dude, I would plug right into the Matrix right now. I swear to God. Show me where the plug is. Let's go. Let's go. I am such a weird person that I say all the time that they should make a product called people food, and I would eat it 100%. 100% plug me in. Right, I'm going full Cyrus the Virus. Just let's do this. Yeah, I don't want to be Keanu Reeves in that movie. Plug me into the Matrix. We're like, he's gonna be like, you can take the red pill or the blue pill. I'm like, give me the blue pill, bro. Let's stay here. What's wrong with you? 100%. He had to push the button. Yeah. The Jetsons was a little bit of a bummer, right? Just, like, he still had to go to work. They had all the tropes, like his wife just goes out shopping and steals all his money, that kind of thing. All the standard tropes of the 50s, but yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer that he had a robot and he still had to go to work. Like, he had a flying car and he had a robot, but he still had to go to work. I feel like that was yeah. Why didn't the robots do the work is all I'm getting at. Yeah, so the future might not be completely rosy. It might not be all that we think it will be. Yeah, I still want all the stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I don't feel like robot technology is where it should be. Like, I've seen those Boston Dynamics stuff that like will probably haunt your dreams and rip your face off one day, and will soon be coming to you via some kind of government program that will arm it with a gun. But I have also seen those SpaceX robots, which I'm pretty sure is just a guy in a robot suit. And so I don't feel like robot tech is quite where it needs to be, right? We had all those like great 80s anime sci-fi cartoons like what was it called, Robotech or something like that, and I don't feel like any of that is materializing. Yeah, I don't feel like we are anywhere near these giant robots that link together to make a bigger giant robot. I don't feel like we're anywhere near that. Right? There would be no robots. There's going to be no big tigers that all link up and make Voltron. We are hundreds of years away from that, probably. And it makes me sad. None of us will ever be in a real life Voltron. I mean, how long until Transformers is real, right? How long? Is it 50 years? Is it 500 years? Let's get it cracking. I feel like scientists are not even working on like the right stuff. I mean, like, why do I even pay taxes? Is what I'm getting at. If I can't have a real life Transformer, why do I even pay taxes? The Musquats were puppets, not robots. I swear to God, dude, it was a guy in a robot suit. I swear to God, it was. That guy has become the biggest con man grifter that has ever lived. He is like, everything he touches turns to junk. I'm surprised that SpaceX has not just blown up over and over and over, right? When he started talking about all these hyperloops and like the Boring Company, turns out all of that was a scam to kill light rails throughout California, right? So he wanted to build this hyperloop, but then he conned everybody into believing into that so that they wouldn't build high-speed rails. Yeah, the walking and talking ones. I feel like those were guys in suits too. But yeah, he has turned into the biggest grifter con man of all time. It's borderline ridiculous at this point. everyone who has bought all these Teslas with the self-driving modules, right, and paid tens of thousands of dollars per car to get that upgrade, and none of that, and then it's like, oh well, your package isn't going to be compatible with the actual one. So like those cars are essentially worthless, right? Like their self-driving capabilities will never come to fruition. And they just got conned out of like $10,000 to get a self-driving package that was never going to happen. So like the Hyperloop is this con, those self-driving modules are cons. And I'm not saying that like self-driving cars are never going to happen, but they're not going to happen for those older model Teslas. And I mean, so yeah, all of that, and then of course Twitter and all the terrible things that have happened there, and like that dude has turned into such a just, you know, like everyone thought he was Tony Stark, and I will admit I was the biggest Elon Musk fanboy of all time, and I have seen the light. I have repented, and I have seen the error of my ways, and I no longer am a Elon Musk fanboy. It is crazy ridiculous. Maybe I don't remember which robots you're talking about exactly. I just remember seeing like the clips of them online and just how ridiculous they were. And I'm like, that is not real. That cannot, like, I cannot with this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, everything he does is some kind of con. The only company that has not turned into a con job is SpaceX, and just give it a little bit of time, right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's because he has such quality engineers and things that work in his company that they manage it from day to day and keep it from being a total con job. When they walked the red carpet, their legs were physically robotic. That's the clip I saw. Maybe I'll have to go back and look at it. I mean, remember when he like brought out that Cybertruck and he said the windows are bulletproof, and then like a guy smashed it with a rock or whatever? So funny. I enjoy on Reddit when I see pictures of them stuck in the mud and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they. I mean, they weren't. For sure, they weren't like AI. Like they weren't self-driving robots. I'm pretty sure there was one event. I'll have to look it up. That where he showed off some robots dancing or something like that, and for sure those were guys in suits. Hang on, let me find this. Let me find this clip. Let's see. Musk. Man, I'm gonna need to get a guy that types for me. Robot up. People in robot suits. Oh, I should show you what I'm looking at. That would be the nice thing, right? I think this is what I'm talking about right here. Oh, we got a commercial. Sad. Probably gonna get demonetized for this. It don't matter. I'm gonna turn the music off so I don't get distracted by that. Yeah, I think so too. But it's wild to me that like this guy like he thinks he's like a robot maker. Like that's not a robot. That's a person. Get out of here, Elon Musk. Yeah, he is nowhere near the level of like Boston Dynamics and stuff. Those guys make nightmare fuel. Yeah, but all that robot stuff from Elon Musk is con, man. That's your bad, bro. Attaboy. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Oh, it's 11 o'clock already. Man. That's usually what time I stop and I knock it off. I guess this is gonna be the last it's gonna be the last village I stack tonight. It's gonna be the only village I stack tonight, I guess. Everyone, thank you for coming and hanging out to the stream. Does anybody know a streamer I should raid before we quit? Because apparently I learned to do that, right? So you just go slash commands like this, then you say raid. And then you type, does anybody know anybody that's streaming? Yeah. He's not involved too heavily with SpaceX, you know, because he's busy trolling people on Twitter. And let's just see if I know anybody that's streaming on Twitch. So Twitch, right? I don't have anybody in my list that's streaming. I don't know any of these people. If somebody here has somebody they want to see me raid, then that'd be great. Does it? Nobody has anything? Okay, then I guess we won't raid anybody. It's fine. We'll just close that out. Everyone, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching my stream. I'm going to try to do something tomorrow. Callie may be streaming. She is not. I don't think so. Let me go look on Discord and see if she's streaming. I think she streams on Tuesday nights, my friend. Tuesdays and Fridays, maybe. Let's see. There's where old guy was streaming. Today it's 7:14. Let's see if she is streaming. Is offline. She ended her stream already. Sorry, Callie. We would have streamed. We would have totally rated you. Okay. Sorry about that. Go check out Broke Rock and Citronet. That is my Discord, the Birch Church. Link should be somewhere. I don't know where they are, but you can probably find them. Anyways, thank you for watching. Let's try this again tomorrow, and probably tomorrow at noon also. Or